Hey there everyone, to all those watching and or new to my channel and or old viewers, welcome. Today's topic, I'm gonna do a little bit of mixing up a few things in one video. It's 11:11 here, literally. Make a wish. I'm gonna make a wish. So today's topic is gonna be about staying humble. What does that even mean? What's an interesting known fact, at least to myself, perhaps other people don't want to acknowledge it for what it is that in order for me to consider someone my friend, that's very rare because people contact me, people meet me, and a lot of them want to be a friend in my life. And I find their definitions of friendship to be a lot different than what I consider a friend. And I have standards that I will never break. Okay? Because I've built up those standards throughout the years of my life. And if I find, usually I give people chances, and if I find you're breaking all these standards, I'm not going to tell you to change. I'm not going to be like, if there's more than 5, forget about it. I most likely won't even tell you what you're doing because that means that you've created, or this is part of your character. And I'm not here to turn you into something that you'll never be. And I'm not making this video to hurt someone's feelings or to hurt a collective kind of type of people's feelings. This is me. This is the real deal. This is how I am. And in order to be my friend, humbleness is very important. As an example, there are a lot of Lebanese Armenians, particularly that come from Beirut, that moved to Armenia. And they contact me and they want to be my friend, and I just find majority of them, I mean, unless they're coming from the villages of Lebanon, they're a lot more humble. But when they're from Beirut, there is very high, they pretty much, and I mean a lot of them, can be very intellectually retarded, meaning they've never really received proper education. They don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to really socialize. Their term of socialization, because, they grew up near the sea, is basically drinking and partying until 4 or 5 a.m. And this is not, do you know what I mean? Looking back at my life, who I am, who I've been built to be, is so the opposite of that mentality. Do you understand? So again, this is not a video to be made to put people down, but realistically, it's kind of like A to Z, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna mesh, it's not gonna work. Okay? And even when for example, a lot of these Beirutsis, like these Armenians from Beirut, they talk shit a lot about a lot of people. They come to Armenia, they gossip, they talk shit about a lot of Armenians. They hate Syrian Armenians. They don't like the locals. And it's like, really, like they make fun of Syrian Armenians, and it's like, let's go back. Lebanon was once part of Syria, and whatever excuse that you have about why you hate other people. Now, Syrian Armenians, a lot of people think I'm Syrian Armenian. My mother was a Syrian Armenian. Just because my mother was a Syrian Armenian doesn't mean I lift them up. But knowing what kind of people they have been versus the ones I've met from Beirut, and this is going back all the way from Canada, because in Canada, the communities of different people, even their kids, they come out a certain way. So I've always had issues with the Lebanese Armenians, even since Canada. Because in Canada, it's all about, oh, look at this purse, or look at my hair, or I spent all this money doing this for myself. And I'm like, I don't care. It's like a fashion show every time Armenians get together, and they talk so much shit. And then there's the Syrian Armenians who, by the way, in Canada, part of the big reason why Justin Trudeau welcomes Armenians, even in Armenia, to go move to Canada. And his love for Armenian people was because in the 60s and 70s, up until now, even in the war with ISIS, he brought in a lot of Syrian Armenians, and there was a lot of Arabs from Syria who pretended to be Armenian so that they could get this privilege. He did a program to bring Syrian Armenians because they have a good reputation in Canada. They have always come to Canada, build businesses from scratch, work very hard, very genuine how they operate with business. I can't say that about Lebanese people because even here in Canada, in Armenia, they come here and they do a lot of like mafia businesses. They're just not as authentic, okay? So even since Canada, I always had somewhat, just their whole overall mentality. And I'm not talking about every single one of you. I just want to say a big majority of you. So you have to understand, I'm not talking shit. I'm speaking facts. And I cut people out so quickly because my value system will never drop just to make other people comfortable in their life. I see a lot of them saying, oh, karma's going to get this person, karma's going to get this. But, you live on planet Earth. You're susceptible. I can't even say the word. Susceptible. Oh, my goodness. Let me try to I'm giving you something to laugh about. Susceptible. Oh my fuck. I'm not editing this out. Wait a second. Susceptible. I can't even freaking say that, and I'm from Canada. Anyways. Okay, so you are basically shooting that target back at you, and I just think it's so childish and stupid, and I see so much mistreatment towards like Syrian Armenians. For what reason? If I get into detail of what I see, why and how they treat them like shit, when Syrian Armenians are very humble people, doesn't mean I like every single one of them, but majority of them are very humble, and they pay for things on their own. They do things. They don't like to cheat. They don't like to take risks and do, here in Gyumri, Syrian Armenians are considered very high quality people. The way they, if you tell them from Lebanon, they don't really care. And I've noticed Lebanese Armenians that come to Gyumri, they can't tolerate this place because there's not fakeness here, Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. So this is a message to the Lebanese Armenians that come and contact me and want to be my friend. I don't want to be your friend. We don't have the same upbringing. We don't have the same value system. You talk a lot of shit about other people and you come to me, which means if you're coming to me and talking shit about other people, you're talking shit about me when I leave, okay? I can say I admire the fact that you're jealous of me because a lot of you tell me that you are, and you silently watch me and you try to add me back and see, oh, she's Syrian Armenian. They're Syrian Armenians are stupid. Bro, I grew up in Canada, and second, I don't fucking care what you think of me, okay? When I first came to Armenia, a lot of these Lebanese Armenians wanted me to, do organizations for them, and I did. I put aside my opinions of what I know of Lebanese Armenians, and you know what they did to me? Very evil doing things. So, since you believe in karma, let's just leave it up to the universe to deal with. And so from now on, I will never help anybody else in that sense. And if you really want to be in Armenia, you will stay here in Armenia and you will build your life, okay? On your own. The way I am. So, with that being said, being humble, I'm going to pull out a few cards from the Fountain Tarot deck. It is officially March the 16th, 2023. Three of Coins. This is a Three of Pentacles card. This is all about building. It could be building your life. It could be building a house. It could be building an organization. This is the Four of Swords. You got to pay attention to what's going on in your life and stop judging other people. Stop caring what other people are doing just because they're doing better than you, or, you know, there's a lot of entitlement to certain people. They believe they're entitled to things. This is what gets to me. And when I say it gets to me, is that's just not how this world works. The world doesn't give you because you're entitled to something. You work for it. Unless you're lucky and you have family members who run around for you, which a lot of people do. This is the devil. The devil card is all about doing things in excess. Probably having lots of sex, lots of alcohol, lots of something. Something that is binding you to physical things, that is not allowing you to grow and evolve into spiritual, humble people. You know, all my life I've practiced being humble. Look at my fucking face and body. If I wasn't humble, how could I live in Gyumri like this? Alone. Three of Swords. I find people are very rich when they're humble. That doesn't mean being humble lowers your value system. That doesn't mean being humble lowers your worth as a human individual. I know my worth. I know my value. I never compare myself or my life to other people because I know I am a very valuable person, human being, spirit, energy that is an accumulation in this body. I know my worth. I am worth diamonds. I am worth gold. I know my worth, and because I know my worth, I don't lower my standards. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so I cut people out that I find that is not suitable for me. There's no need to sit there and discuss why I'm cutting people out. If I notice you're making me sick, I want nothing to do with you. The High Priestess. This is all about trusting your own intuitive gut feelings. You are your own High Priestess. And the Ace of Swords. This is a card about being so authentically honest and truthful in a situation with yourself that you cannot trust external. I want to tell you something about certain things, okay? Throughout the years, I'd probably say decades ago, as you can tell, I've gained a lot of weight. And, you know, because of my life circumstances and I work from home all the time, I don't have the ability or the time to be able to be physically active the way I used to be 10 years ago, for example. I was a lot slimmer, you know, and I was very physically active in terms of like working out and so on. I still do my best to eat well, and I do work out here and there at home, but I don't have the time, you know, because I work from home and I do whatever. But I am so authentically accepting of that, in a sense where that is part of my human evolution. The acceptance of ourselves is the most important. We can tweak things, we can work on things to be better and do better, but so long as I feel healthy, that is all that I need. Do you know what I'm saying? So being truthful about heartbreaking situations, if people are making fun of your physical weight, if people are making fun of who you are, if people are talking shit about you and using you, you got to trust your gut instinct and see it for what it is. And this doesn't matter what country you're from, what country you live in. Speaking of that, I noticed recently, I was going on my YouTube's statistics and the geography of majority of my viewers. And it's interesting. This past month, from February, moving forward, there's a 70% higher rise of population coming specifically from Turkey that is watching me. And I found that very interesting because it was never that way before. So there's definitely an interest coming from Turkey, and I'd like to point that out. So that's me being honest right there and getting to the point that we, you know, you know, I don't know, I just find that life is very short, so we have to make the best of it and truly choose the kind of people and circumstances we want to be in. We can't control the outcome of certain things all the time, but we can choose. You know, you want to talk about karma. Listen, there's a higher chance you get worse karma by being around the people that you don't want to be with, or going against your own value system and lowering your standards to be with people who think they're high value and they are not, but they're causing problems in your life. They're talking shit about you. They're using you. You're allowing the bad karma to enter your life because that's what they're going to treat you. So for example, if you have a high standard that you want friends, but you can't find people in that because you have such a high standard, be your own friend. Take yourself out to dinner. Have fun. Do the things you love doing. It's okay. You have to save yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, energetically from vampires. People are parasites. Majority of human beings are parasites. Let's be honest. They don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to make themselves smarter. They are lazy. We have to be truly honest. You know what I'm saying? And when I say lazy, I'm not talking about just physical. I'm talking about correcting their behaviors, correcting their vocabulary. They talk about other people, but they don't want to do it themselves. And they think people don't notice these things. Okay, so this video is made to have you be a little bit more aware of what your standards are. If you don't have them, create them, please. Obviously, you wouldn't be watching my video and the entire video if you didn't have some form of agreeing with what I'm saying. And I'm going to keep it at that. So, King of Wands. This is either you as a male watching me, observing me, or you're just observing your life, or this is a female observing, and you're either like thinking, you know what, there are some certain life circumstances that I'd like to, you know, make or change or whatever. And it's like, astrologically, it's associated with the fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries. And you gotta want to be able to, you know, move forward with that, with your life. You gotta be able to see certain attributes and traits that you carry that you're like, you know what? Maybe I need to friggin' do something about my life or change something or evolve or something. What is important to you? You got to stick to that. What is important to you? What are your standards? And I'm tired of people telling me that they are jealous of me. I can tell if someone is jealous of me just by their presence, what's in their eye. They can talk sweet in front of my face or even talk shit, but I could feel it in your own presence when they're jealous of me, men and women. Oh my God, it reeks from your energy. And it's like, why? You know, I don't ever recall feeling jealous of anyone in my life, not from when I was little to now, because it's like, you know what? You see something about someone else that you like, you wish you had, work on yourself. Work on yourself so that you can attain that. You can be like that. But a lot of people can't. So that's why they develop this jealousy. Okay. Yeah. That's the main message. So stay humble, be humble, and realize if you really want to truly be happy, guys, I think humbleness brings happiness. It's not being entitled to everything. And, you know, because if you don't get it, you're never going to be happy. And happiness comes from within. And that's all I want to say, because that's all I want to say. I also forgot to mention Leo, because I said the fire signs. How did I forget about you, Leo? You are the king of the zodiac. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Okay, guys, goodbye. I have to stop this video and go back to work, okay?